Regarding quantum numbers, the questions normally asked are like they will be asking write the four quantum numbers, right? The four quantum numbers of unpaired electron of say Cl, chlorine, or copper. All right, copper 2 positive, suppose copper 2 positive, or Cl, or say sodium, etc. So first thing what you have to do, you have to write the electronic configuration of Cl in SPDF manner. So now comes how to write the electronic configuration in SPDF manner. To write the electronic configuration in SPDF manner, you must know Aufbau principle, that is building up of energy. So this is a building up of energy. In the first shell, that is K shell, we have one S subshell. Alright, in the first shell we have S subshell, then in the second shell, L shell, we have S and P. So you must draw the structure, and then if we have some element like scandium 21, how to write the configuration? 1s2. Alright, 1s2. This I'm doing because some student they have asked about this, how to write the electronic configuration. That is why I'm discussing. This is 1s2. S can contain a maximum of 2 electrons, and after S1s is filled, the electron will go to 2s. Alright, so it is then written 2s2. We don't say 1s square 2s square, we call 1s2 2s2, and then after filling 2s, we write the electron will go to 2p, so it is written 2p, and p can contain a maximum of 6 electrons. S can contain a maximum of 2, P can contain a maximum of 6, D can contain a maximum of 10, and F can contain a maximum of 14 electrons. So 1s2, then 2s2, then 2p 6. When 2p is filled, then electron will go to 3s, that is in M shell. Electron will go to 3s. By filling 3s, how many electrons are accommodated? 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6, 10 plus 2, 12. And once 3s is filled, the electron will go to 3p. So we will write 3p6. Now you should be careful. After 3p, electrons will not move to 3d. Rather, it will go to 4s first. Alright. So it is written 4s2, and then till now 20 electrons are accommodated. Now we are left with only 1 electron, so it will go to 3d1. This is how electronic configuration is written. Alright, and you should be careful, like if we are given Fe2 positive, that is 26 is the atomic number, minus 2, that is equal to 24. Now do not write the electronic configuration of 24 for Fe. Rather, what you should do, you should write the electronic configuration of 26 first, that is 1s2, 2s2, p6, 3s2, p6, 3d, 6, and 4s2. You should write electronic configuration in this manner. Here we have written 3d later, but it is better to write electronic configuration in this manner, because by doing so we can distinguish different shells. Means these electrons are present in third shell. Though 4s electron is filled first, then electron will go to 3d. So 4s, and then we are writing 3d6. Alright. So first you write the electronic configuration of Fe, and then from this existing configuration you have to remove electron, and you should be careful that electron must be removed from 4s, not from 3d. Electron is filled first in 4s, electron is removed first from 4s. So you should be careful. So when these two electrons are removed, what is the left configuration? It is 4s0. So the outermost electronic configuration of Fe2 positive is this. You should not do like this. Alright. Means do not remove 2 electron and then write the electronic configuration of 24. Thus you should be careful. Now we have some exceptions like chromium 24. if you write the configuration 1s2, 2s2, p6, 3s2, p6, 3d, and then 4s2 and 3d4, it should be like this. But there is a problem when we move away from the nucleus. When we move away from the nucleus, the energy difference between these shells goes on decreasing. So the energy of 3D and 4s is very close, and there is one concept called exchange energy. What is exchange energy? See, when electrons are present in say suppose D subshell, there are some electrons which are present in D subshell, like these are the electrons, alright, and they have to be present here for years, alright. So what they do, they try to reduce their energy. Means this is a general concept that electrons, they always, means any system, they always want to decrease their energy level. So how they can decrease their energy level? By doing some work. How they do work? They exchange their position. They exchange their position. The electrons having same spin, they exchange their position with each other. So when they exchange their position, obviously they are moving from one point to another. Obviously some work is done and some energy is lost, and that energy which is lost is called exchange energy. So due to this half-filled state d phi, it is comparatively more stable. A d phi state is comparatively more stable. Alright, so now what is happening here? We have 3d 4s2, and the energy difference between 3d and 4s is less. Now if it acquires one electron from 4s to 3d, if chromium acquires one electron from 4s to 3d, what will happen? It will acquire the configuration of 3d5, that is half filled, which is comparatively more stable. That is why in case of chromium, this is not the correct configuration. Rather, we observe 3d5 4s1. Alright. Similarly, for copper, it should be 3d 9 4s2 if we follow this Aufbau principle. But in this case, again, one electron moves from 4s to 3d, so that it becomes completely filled, 3d10 4s1. So that this is completely filled, and due to high exchange energy, D10 state is comparatively more stable. Alright, so you should be careful. So this is how we write the electronic configuration. And there is one more thing, that is Hund's rule, that also we will discuss here. Like look at nitrogen, atomic number is 7. We have 1s2, 2s2, p3. Now these three electrons of P, these three electrons in P, they go to different orbitals. Means electrons always prefer to remain unpaired. Electrons always prefer to remain unpaired. This is called Hund's rule. So P3 is not filled in this manner. P3 is not filled in this manner. This is wrong. This is correct. Electrons always the point is very simple. They are negatively charged, so there is a force of repulsion. To overcome this repulsion, they try to be as far as possible. They are present in different orbitals. So this is Hund's rule. So this also you must keep in your mind. Alright. So now comes the quantum number thing. How to write the quantum number of say unpaired electron of Cl. So what you should do, you should write the configuration 1s2, 2s2, p6, 3s2 and 3p5. So these subshells are completely filled, so there is no chance of unpaired electron. Now look at this 3p5. Look at this 3p5. In 3p5 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This electron is unpaired. So we have to find the 4 quantum numbers for this electron, and this electron is present in third shell, so n is equal to 3. This electron is present in p subshell, so L is equal to 1. Now some students, they get confused that the possible value is n minus 1, so that is the possible value. means if the principal quantum number of an electron is 3, it can be present in 3s where L is equal to 0. It can be present in 3p where L is equal to 1, or it can be present in 3d where L is equal to 2. But here this electron is present in 3s, 3p or 3d. It is present in 3p. And what is the value of L for p? It is 1. Alright. Now the magnetic quantum number, since it is present in the corner, either it is awarded +1 or -1. So you don't have to be like worried, sir, if one option is +1 and one is -1, what will we do? You don't have to be worried. There will be only one thing, so it is +1, say suppose +1. Then spin quantum number is plus half, because by convention we always say it is plus half. Alright, so this is how we write the quantum numbers. Now suppose we are given for copper 2 positive, so it is I told you it is 3d10 4s1 outermost electronic configuration. It is for copper, and copper 2 positive means you have to remove one electron from 4s and one electron from 3d. So the configuration is 3d9. Then write the 3d9 configuration like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. This is the unpaired electron. So this is present in 3D. So N is equal to 3, L is equal to 2 now, because it is present in D subshell. And now since it is present in corner, M is equal to either plus minus 2. And spin quantum number, again it is unpaired electrons, so it is always plus half. Alright. So these type of questions you will find. And then there is one more type of question, that is say suppose a particular number of electron will be mentioned, say 13th electron of, say suppose Cl. Then what we have to do, we have to write the configuration: 1s2, 2s2, p6, 3s2. Now you should be careful. 2 plus 2 4 plus 6 10 plus 2 12. Now 13th electron we have to write the configuration of we have to write the quantum number of this 3p1, means 3 in 3p we have 6, no doubt, 3p5, but we are not concerned with the whole configuration. You have to write p subshell. This is 3p and 2 4 6 10 plus 2 12, and this is the 13th electron. We are bothered about this. N is equal to 3, I'm sorry. L is equal to, it is present in p subshell, so it is 1. M is equal to, since it is in corner, you can say it is plus minus 1. Spin quantum number plus half. Alright. Or say suppose 17th electron of chlorine we have to write. So 17th electron, till here 12 electrons are accommodated. Now for 17th electron, see, after 12 this is 13th, then 14th, then 15th, then 16th, and this is 17th electron of Cl. So in that case N is equal to, it is present in 3p, so N is equal to 3, L is equal to 1, M is equal to 0, and spin quantum number is minus half, like that. Alright. And last type of questions in quantam numbers, that is whether a certain set of quantum number is possible or impossible. So for possible and impossible set, we are given 4 0 0 minus half, or 7 0 1 plus half, or 3 3 2 plus half, like that. These values are given. So the first thing is if N is equal to L or N is less than L, certain things are impossible. Alright, like here N is greater than L, it is possible. So here N is greater than L, it is possible. N is equal to L, it is not at all possible. And second thing, L is if L is less than M, excluding sign, means this is excluding sign. L is less than M, excluding sign. then it is impossible. Excluding sign means say suppose we are given this thing 7, 0 and -1. So this exclude this sign and then write this L. L is less than M. In this case, L is less than M. That means this set is impossible. And spin quantum number other than plus half and minus half, it is impossible. Alright. So first thing what you have to check, whether n is equal to L, impossible, n is less than L, impossible. If L is less than M, but here you should be careful, it should be excluding sign. So these are the cases, these type of questions are normally asked in examination. Alright. And then regarding the this thing, that is noodle point for 1s, if we talk about plangular node, that is planar node or angular node, it is given by L. Alright. So for 1s, L is equal to 0, that means we don't have any planar node. Alright. And if it is 2s, again L is equal to 0, we don't have, means in S we don't have planar node, planar or angular node. Whereas as far as spherical node is concerned, the spherical node is given by n minus L minus 1. So for 1s it is 1 minus 0 minus 1 equal to 0. Whereas for 2s it is 2 minus 0 minus 1 equal to 1. That means in 2s we have one spherical node. How come? See, for 2s, what is the how the shape is written like this? This is 1, this is 2s. How we are drawing? See, this is the nucleus, and then comes see this space. Look at this space. This is called node and this is spherical node. So in 2s we have one spherical node. In 3s there will be two spherical nodes. Alright. And as far as planar node is concerned, in 2px, look at 2px. This is 2px. This is called planar node. In 2px we have planar node is given by L. For px orbital, what is the value of L? That is equal to 1. That means in px we have 1, py we have 1, this is py, this is we have 1, and pz we have 1. So in p subshell we have, p orbital we have one planar node, and 2px, 2py, 2pz we have one planar node. Even if it is 3px, 3py, 3pz, we have one planar node. In D we have two planar nodes. Like look at this thing. See, we have two planar nodes. In dz square we don't have any node. Alright, dz square is entirely different. And the total number of nodes is given by n-1 formula. n-1 formula. Alright. So these are the things, and I hope this lecture is useful for you, and please write your views about these lectures, because we are committed to you, and we try our level best so that you score good marks in examination. Alright, thank you. On behalf of KNA, I am Ramesh Panikar.